Hello and welcome back to Solid, everybody. My name is Jake. Thank you guys very much for joining me. We got some Battlehawks to talk. We got a ReKAWp. We got some awards to give out for the Week 3 game. We've got a bird's eye preview for the game coming up actually tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Getting this to you late. Apologize. Turns out it's a bummer whenever they do a Saturday game before noon. So that's kind of a kick in the dick. Congratulations if you are listening to this. You did not get killed by any series of tornadoes that came through yesterday, so that's a good thing. It is Friday, April 19th, about 1:30 p.m. So that's where we're at. A few things to get out of the way first. Like I always say, if you're listening to this and you want to watch it, you can do that. It's The Solid Pod on YouTube. If you're watching this and you don't want to watch it, you don't want to look at my face, you want to listen to it, it's at Solid. It's Solid on Apple and Spotify. So that's cool. You could do the other thing. Nobody's locking you in on one thing. You can switch it up if you want to. I have no preference. I don't care. I don't care what you do, as long as you do it. That's all I'm here for. Other thing, if you actually do want to see me in person, I'm going to be at the opening for Kevin Farley. I'm a feature act for Kevin Farley this weekend. There's 2 shows tonight at the Westport Funny Bone. I have 3 shows tomorrow at the St. Charles Funny Bone and 1 on Sunday at the St. Charles Funny Bone. So come out, say hi to me. If you feel so inclined. I'm much better at stand-up than I am at this. I promise you that. But let's get into this ReKAWp. Let's get into it. Let's do this damn thing. So last Saturday, last weekend, we'll call it, Battlehawks beat the San Antonio Brahmas 31-24. You already knew that. The Battlehawks are at the top of the XFL division, or conference, whatever the hell you want to call it. You already knew that, okay? Let's get into this. First thing we got to start with is, obviously, we got to do the A.J. McCarron of it all. Played great. He went 19 for 27, 152 yards, 1 touchdown, 70% completion percentage, and his passer rating was 129.9. Phenomenal game. It's the first half for him that was killer. It was the first half. In the first half, he was 13 for 16, 199 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and 1 passing touchdown. That's damn near perfect. That's damn near perfect. And I don't think maybe one of those incompletions you could put on him. One of them definitely hit a running back in the hands. Maybe 2 of them hit the running backs in the hands. But he played phenomenally. He played great. And that's because he had a great offensive line in front of him. But we're going to get into that. Actually, I could just get in the offensive line right off the bat. Bottom line, they played great. Bottom line is that they played great. They only allowed 3 sacks. No. They only allowed 2 sacks, and one of those sacks was a coverage sack. So they didn't even really allow that one. There was a naked bootleg that A.J. McCarron went out on. It was a coverage sack. It's a naked bootleg. He literally has no protection. That's why it's the name. He literally has no protection. All his guys were covered. Took a sack. Wasn't a big, huge, tough blast him into tiny little pieces kind of sack. It just kind of chunked him down. So offensive line played great, and that's why A.J. McCarron was able to have such a good day. Love seeing that. I like the way that he took really good ownership of the offense. He says, okay, he says he likes Bruce Gradkowski, the offensive coordinator. Man, I have friends. I have friends, and I do like people out there. There are people that I like. I don't talk to him the way that AJ talks to Bruce Gradkowski. I guess he doesn't really talk to Bruce Gradkowski. He just yells at him because it's a one-way conversation. One-way conversation. It's Bruce Gradkowski putting the calls into AJ's ear, and then AJ motherfucks Bruce Gradkowski, like yelling whenever there was a timeout. I'm trying to pull this up. This is right before halftime. This is right before halftime, and this is going to get an award later on. I'll just know that it's gonna get an award. AJ said, "You can't fucking do that, Bruce," like yelling at Bruce Gradkowski, because Bruce Gradkowski is getting a play call in with 10 seconds left. Normally, not an issue, getting a play call in with 10 seconds left. The problem with these play calls, here's a play call. Here's a Bruce Gradkowski play call that A.J. McCarron is supposed to be able to relay in 10 seconds because that's when Bruce Gradkowski's getting the call in. Pistol, Trey Wright, F-Pill, Pass 12 Duo Plus, X Lightning Z-Go. He has to be able to relay that, get that to the everybody in the offense, and they have to be able to process that in 10 seconds. Bruce, you can't do that. You can't fucking do that. To quote A.J. McCarron. Do you think if I ever interviewed A.J. McCarron, I would wonder, my first question for him would be, do your kids watch these games, watch these broadcasts? Because I know he always brings his, maybe not always, but he brings his family to the games. And I wonder if that's just so they don't watch it on TV. Because, god damn, I love the hot mic. I love the hot mic. So I do like that AJ does have a lot of ownership in this offense. There was another time during the game where he just changed the play. He just changed Bruce Gradkowski's play. Here's the play that Bruce Gradkowski called in: double right close, 50 Z arrow slender. That was the call that came in on the headset. We heard that. AJ changes it to double left close, 51 Z arrow slender. Just said, flip it. I'm done. I don't like that. Bruce, good idea, but what if we did it to the other side? That was actually the play that Jake Sailors had that bobble catch. So that was kind of fun. But yes, I do really like the way that, not only the way that AJ's playing, but the way that his mentals are doing this. He took a few risky throws in this game, I will say, later on. He's been just throwing tall. He's just throwing tall balls, and we've been seeing that since ever. He threw a tall one to Darius Shepard, which maybe don't throw a tall one to him. Not a big, tall guy. He threw a tall ball to Hakeem Butler, which is a tough thing to do. I mentioned the one sack was a covered sack. He had 3 good runs in this game. He had that touchdown run, obviously, on that broken play, and then he also had 2 consecutive runs. One where he actually pulled the ball and ran it himself. What that's telling me is that it's not out of the question that AJ actually runs this ball. Like I've been saying, you're talking about a 33-year-old guy who probably on the last legs of his career, he's actually doing something with it. So that's really good to see. Because what we've seen it against this Battlehawks defense specifically is that quarterbacks can run given the opportunity. You can pick up a pretty big chunk of yards. And if AJ's able to take the ball in 2 consecutive plays, not really get hit, go out of bounds on one, slide on another one, and get a first down, or maybe it's vice versa, slide on one, go out of bounds on the other one, and get a first down, that's killer. That's awesome. That's a great thing to see. So I did like the way AJ played kind of all the way around the board. Getting into running backs. Start with Mateo Durant. The running game wasn't really there in the first half. It wasn't really there. They were doing a bunch of first down runs, which I'm never a big fan of that. And they weren't really getting anywhere. And there's some weird schemes too. Like they were like having guys get out like a bounce outside and have Darius Shepard block for you. I'm not entirely sure. A bunch of those got blown up, 1-yard gains, tackles for a loss, stuff like that. But I didn't like that. Mateo Durant ended up the game with 8 carries for 30 yards. Love to see it. He had a pretty good game running wise. It was just some of these plays didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Kind of the way that they were working. Maybe it's the way that the defense is playing. That defense is good. This offense just pieced them apart from the get-go, which is great to see. But Jahcour Sailors, that's the guy. Said it before, okay? Mateo Durant in week 1 didn't dress. Week 2 comes out, hits 104 yards. Great, and a touchdown. Phenomenal. Playing with the chip on his shoulder. Jahcour Sailors doesn't play in week 2. Doesn't suit up in week 2. Comes into week 3. 7 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. This week is going to be Wayne Gallman, right? It can't not be Wayne Gallman. This is the system that works. Anthony Becht is negging his running backs, and that's if it works, hats off. I'm surprised more teams don't do this. Neg your running backs. Make that a T-shirt. Neg your running backs, because it is. You can't tell me it's not working. You can't. That's what the running game in week 3, 71% success rate. It's goddamn fantastic. Over 50% is above average. Like that's above 50% is good. 71% is tremendous. And this was neg your running backs. That being said, Jake Sailor's success was a lot due to like his 2 big runs. He had the the 25-yard run and then a 19-yard touchdown run were his two biggest ones. A lot of his success, if he got the game ball, it should go to Jake Sutherland, because Jake Sutherland is blocking so good. So good. He's such a good blocker. He's such a good blocking tight end. It's kind of crazy. Jake Sutherland, for if you don't know, he's number 84. Big white. There's two tight ends. There's number 80, Kamari Averett, and then number 84 is Jake Sutherland. A very bad hairline. Not hairline. It's bad hairline, but very thin on the crown of his head. Jake Sutherland, number 84. Okay, on the 25-yard run, Jake Sutherland motions into being a fullback and just gets an incredible block to spring that run open. Incredible block. Now, Jake Sailors has some shifty moves, did a jump cut to the right, able to break it loose into the second level and got that 25-yard run. Great running by him. But Jake Sutherland sprung that one open. Then on the 19-yard touchdown run, Jake Sutherland comes across behind the offensive line and just seals the edge. Just creates a good running lane so that Jake Sailors only needs to make one guy miss, and it's a cornerback coming in tackling with his head down. Any running back should be able to make that guy miss, and Jake Sailors did that. Got him a 19-yard touchdown. It was great. Jake Sutherland, buddy, great game. Great blocking. That was dirty. My friend. And then, like I said, A.J. McCarron, 4 attempts, 4 rushes for 21 yards and a touchdown. I can't, it's 71% success rate. That's all you have to say about that. Said the O-line had a great game all the way around. Good blocking, a lack of sacks against a good defense. I don't know, man. It was just good. Offensively, tremendous game. Wide receivers is where we have to have a tough discussion here. Wide receivers, we have to have a tough discussion. Hakeem Butler, great. 6 catches, 87 yards, 1 touchdown, 49 yards of yards after the catch, 49 yak. Great, and he came in clutch on that third down for 33 yards. It's like 3rd and 16 or something like that. And he had a huge big time catch, kept the game moving. I believe that, the Battlehawks did score on that one. It is the Darius Shepherd of it all. As far as catching goes, I like him a lot. I like him being able to be shifty. He, like I've kept saying, he should be the guy who gets the ball on swing passes and on screens. He should not block. I don't know if he can block. He can't block, man. I was kind of flaming the decision for the Battlehawks to keep using Hakeem Butler as a guy who gets the ball behind the line of scrimmage or on swing passes. I keep flaming that because he gets blown up. That's due to Darius Shepherd's not good at blocking. That's entirely due to that. It's not good. The Jamarcus Bradley, the strip, the fumble right after halftime. That was Darius Shepherd's guy that stripped that. Not good at blocking, that Darius Shepherd. Love him as a receiver, punt returner, tremendous, kick returner, even better. Blocking is he's not good, man. I don't know. That's all I can say about it. You just got to avoid that. And I know you can't completely just be like, okay, we're not going to go the ball to the side that he's blocking on, because that gets rid of any element of strategy in a game whatsoever. But damn it, can't just have him out there by himself. He did have one good blocking rep, but on that same one, they had Panashuk, they had Jawan Bushell Beatty out blocking in front too. And I believe that was a Hakeem Butler. Probably got maybe 9 yards on a little screen, and Darius Shepherd was out there too. So he had some assistance there and everything. But whenever it's Darius Shepherd out there, kind of on an island to block, yikes, not good at all. So that's just a tough conversation that we have to have. Other than that, Darius Shepherd, 3 catches, 19 yards, and however many. Let's see, I could actually probably pull this up right here. Click on special teams. Darius Shepherd, 149 kick return yards and 37 punt return yards. You can't. I can bitch, but damn it, production's production. He's good. Okay. So that is the offense. I covered quarterback, I covered running backs, covered offensive line briefly, wide receivers. Those. Speaking of wide receivers, those are really the only two that had real production in this game. Marcel Aitman, very quiet game, 1 catch for 30 yards. Yeah, whatever. He came off a big game. On to defense. We are in a tough spot with how these injuries are affecting this team. Good news. Oh, that was the other thing. Jahcour Pearson's coming back this week for offense. Why does it? Jahcour Pearson's not on the injury report anymore. He's full practice and everything. He's going to be a game changer. Little short guy, super fast, leading wide receiver in the XFL last year. Guy's good. Guy's great. Guy's really good in this league. He's small guy, so will never make it to the NFL. Tiny guy, so will never make it to the NFL. Very fast. He ran like a 4.2 40 or some bullshit like that. Like that's not human. But he's good. I'm very interested to see how they're going to put him in this game. Who they're going to take out. I think that you would have to take out some Darius Shepard catches, maybe. I don't know, because you want to make sure that you keep, or no, I think you would probably just take out Blake Jackson for this game, number 8. You would take him out for this game and ease Jahcour Pearson into. I don't think he's going to get a full workload right off the bat, and Blake Jackson doesn't get a full workload. But I believe that Jahcour Pearson will take over the Blake Jackson thing. Just wanted to say that. I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. Okay, defense, injuries. Ben DeLuca is on the IR. That sucks. He's a safety. Mike Rose is coming back. That's good. Inactive this week is Pita Tamoipenu. That sucks because he's really good. And Austin Faoliu. That's how they said it. Austin Faoliu, number 99, the defensive tackle. He is also out this game. And I believe I saw. Let me see if I can pull this up. I believe I saw that. What's his name? Here, I can pull it up right here. Nope. Okay, I'm wrong. Yeah, Austin Faoliu is on is inactive on injured reserve. Yeah, it's just Ben DeLuca. I don't know. This is not interesting to hear. But the point is that injuries are stacking up. That means the only people, and this is per the Battlehawks, like the UFL on their roster, the only defensive lineman on their roster per their the UFL's website. Freedom Akinmaladun is active this week. That's good. He's a defensive end. Pita Tamoipenu is not. Travis Feeney is active. That means there's only 2 active defensive ends in a rotational position. That sucks. Austin Faoliu is what I say is not active. Is that what? I can't remember what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, Austin Faoliu is not active. So that means the defensive tackles that are active is Kobe Smith, Antoine Jackson, and TJ Pesafea. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. The defensive end thing scares me, and then just having that little bit of rotation for the defensive tackle is not good too. And we saw that kind of come into play almost immediately because there was never any real effective pressure that this defensive line brought into this game, which is why the Brahmas were able to put up 24 points. Which again, if you can limit them to 24 points with having what did I say, 4 guys out on defense, that's mighty fine. That's a reasonable floor for points. But there was never any real effective pressure, which is why Chase Garbers was able to have 27 completions. I don't know, man. I think that could get hairy in a hurry, because once you get guys tired, you're in trouble. So defensive line, other than that, man, I think they played pretty well for the most part. That John Lovett ended up having 12 carries for 41 yards. Their other running back, McFarland, Brahma's other running back, had 39 yards on 9 carries. It was really kind of, it was the 3rd and 4th downs that were the biggest issues here. If I can pull this up, the defense just could not get off the field, and some of it was their own doing with penalties and other bullshit like that. Like that TJ Pesafea had a really bad roughing the passer on a third down. It was like a 3rd and long, and they forced Garbers to tuck and run. They forced him to tuck and run to the outside, and then stupid Lakeem Williams and Travis Feeney hit him out of bounds, and it was ticky-tacky, yeah, but that was so stupid. You forced the guy out of bounds, just let him go out of bounds. He didn't get the first down. What are you doing? What are you doing? That was so stupid that you did that. So you can't shoot yourself in the foot. If you're already on the edge and you're so fucking tired, you got to just get off the field. Don't hurt yourself, stupid. The Brahmas were 9 for 16 on third downs, which is tough. But it was the fourth downs that were the biggest issue because they kept getting these 4th and short situations, and that's where they would just hand the ball off to John Lovett, and he would just get like anywhere like 2 to 5 yards on a 4th down. It was not good. They were 3 for 4 on 4th downs, which you just can't have. You just can't have. But I mean, you gotta understand they're playing backups at the defensive tackle. They're able to just run right up the gut. They were not able to stop that, and that's one of those things. That's what I'm saying. I'm just kind of worried about that. So that was not very good. I think that the defensive backs, I'll get to linebackers, just one specific linebacker. But defensive backs, I think, played well, given the kind of stress that they were put under. Quinterio Cole, buddy. Good for you. I think I could probably just look this up if I wanted to, and I'm going to right now. Quinterio Cole. Well, it's actually not saying it. But he had a bunch of good pass breakups in the red zone. He stuck strong there. He played really well. Cam Kelly came in when Ben DeLuca went down, so it's probably just going to be the Cam Kelly show from here on out. Came in. And he almost had an interception that Willie Harvey took away from him, which sucks. But he came in, he played strong. He was getting behind the line of scrimmage a couple times, I believe. Let's see, I can look this up as well. How do you spell Cam? Cameron Kell with a K. He had one pass breakup, and maybe he didn't have any tackles for a loss. Are these accurate? I don't know if these are accurate. Maybe I'm thinking Chris Payton-Jones. Anyway, the defensive backs played really well, given kind of circumstances that they were under. Kept everything in front of them. On that last drive where the Brahmas were coming down to score when Wade Phillips is a total dum-dum, they kept everything up in the middle. There was only a couple plays where they let guys get out of bounds, but they did a lot of really good tackling right in the middle. Which was kind of hit or miss, the good tackling this game, which was kind of a linebacker thing, getting into that. Willie Harvey, I feel like I'm just going to say this every week. Love the tenacity, love how fast he plays. He's doing a lot, man. He's doing a lot and not a whole lot at the same time. He doesn't have the hands to get an interception. That's for damn sure. He's had like 5 chances for an interception in 3 games. He has not come down with one yet. They're hitting him in the hands. He's running past them. He's taking interceptions away from safeties. I don't know. I like that he gets to where he needs to be, but he can't. He needs to wrap up, man. In the first half, there was some bad missed tackles. A lot of arm tackles, a lot of tackling with his head down. He's missing guys. It's not good. It's not good on that. But he plays with tenacity. I like the speed that he has, and he actually does. When he does tackle, it's good, and he makes a lot of tackles, but he also just misses some. And, yeah, it slows people down so other people can swarm on him, but it'd be really nice to not let them get that extra 3 yards. So that's a good thing. Carson Wells played well. He was the one that tipped the ball that should have been that interception, and then he also should have got a sack on that last drive, too, when stupid Garbers did that little flippy-do thing with his hand, and they counted as a forward pass. But I think Carson Wells played well. Like I said, Mike Rose is coming back this week. He's coming off of the inactive list or IR. I can't remember which one he's on. So those are good things. Did I cover everything? Let me just scan through here real quick in case there's anything bad. The coaching thing. I should talk about coaching. I talked about Bruce Gradkowski. I'm really on the fence on this. This is at the very end of the game. This is at the right around the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. So Wade Phillips kicks it down 7 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. You needed anything but a 3 and out. The Battlehawks offense needed anything but a 3 and out. So they run the ball, and then Wade Phillips gets a timeout in with 2 minutes and 1 second left. So it's going to be it's literally just one play and then the 2-minute warning. And then the Battlehawks ran it again, which that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, that was incredibly conservative and dumb. Like, it was like 9 yards to go or something like that. Like, it was like 2nd and 9 and they ran. It's like, you're not going to get 9 yards on this play. Running the ball is not going to do you anything for running down the clock. Why would you not just throw it and try to stink the game away? Like, why, or at least bleed out some timeouts and help your defense if they end up having to come on the field. That was incredibly conservative. I'm not entirely sure what the hell that was. And then it was a 3rd and 6 after that. It was a 3rd and 6 after coming out of the 2-minute warning, and then it was an AJ McCarron throwaway. I don't quite get it. Why would you not run the ball there? I'm not entirely sure what the hell is going on in these clutch situations for Anthony Beck, for Big Tone. I don't get it. Because at the beginning of that game, too, they were talking like, yeah, he's super aggressive when he gets onto the other side of the field. He's going to want to go for it. And he kicks a bunch of field goals. It's like, this guy, Anthony Beck can say all he wants, but, buddy, we see it. We see it, what you're doing, and it's confusing as all get out, my dude. It's confusing as all get out. He goes for it on a 4th and 2 in against the Brahmas and gets it. Doesn't go for it. I'm not going to get over him kicking that field goal on 4th and 6 inches. That is something that's going to be seared in my head. I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to motherfuck him on my deathbed. But I don't know. That's the game. Battlehawks won 31-24. That is the ReKAWp. Let's get into some awards. All in all, for that game, I would say Battlehawks played very well given their circumstances. Offense came out firing, and they did really well. I like to see that they could do that. Awards. ReKAWp of the week. ReKAWp of the week, man, I think I got to go with I think I have to go with with kind of a theme here. ReKAWp of the week, it's going to be between Hakeem Butler or Jake Sutherland because of Jake Sutherland's blocking. I think I got to give it to Jake Sutherland because of the blocking. Like, he's the one that sprung he's solely responsible for getting those runs going. Again, Jake Saylor's great, made guys miss. Okay, that's good. But Jake Sutherland's blocking was goddamn tremendous for a tight end. I loved that. Hakeem Butler got the 87 yards and a touchdown and had that huge 3rd down conversion. And I'm going to feel, man, I say that 3rd down was a clutch. That was one of those pivotal plays in a game. I still think I got to go with Jake Sutherland. You can hate me. You can do that. I hate me most of the time as well. But we've seen that Hakeem Butler can do this and be incredibly dominant. We've seen that. I got to give it to Jake Sutherland. Not a name thing either. Like, I understand that he has the name Jake. I have Jake. We're tight. We're tight people. But that's not it. That's not what I'm doing here. You got to give it to Jake Sutherland for the blocking. We've seen Hakeem Butler do this, not this year, but we've seen him do this. And in the post-game press conference, he's like, no, I don't think this is a coming-out game. This is just a game that I got my opportunities. I've done this kind of thing before. All right, I'm going to take your word for it. You're not getting the ReKAWp of the week. It's going to Jake Sutherland for his incredible blocking. ReKAWp of the week to you, Jake Sutherland. Congratulations. Hang it on a wall. I'll write it on a sheet of paper and you frame it. I'll frame it. And no, I won't frame it, but I'll get you an award if you want it. Just ask. Of the week. ReKAWp of the week goes to the player who had the best performance. Of the week. I think I have to give it to Darius Shepard for his blocking. If I'm going to give a good blocking to Jake Sutherland, I think I got to give of the week to Darius Shepard for his bad blocking. And it sucks because he had a great game other than that. But we expect that from him. We expect A.J. Brown to be able to take over games and have 7 consecutive games with 125 catching yards. We expect big games from people doing big things. But a wide receiver that's not blocking, Darius Shepard, buddy, I'm sorry. Of the week goes to you. It was really bad. It really stuck out to me. I did not like it. I don't know. It sucks, but that's where we're at. Other award, hot mic of the week. Good. This game. Last week we had broadcast of the week with whoever the hell was the broadcast team. Cole Kubelik, Sam Acho, something Italian, and Stormy Bonatoni. But this week we didn't get that same broadcast. He did try to the play-by-play guy did try to make a lot of jokes, and some of them landed, some of them not so much. But the guy made references. The guy made Did he make a cum joke, I think, at one point? He might have made a cum joke at one point. I don't know, but that was kind of funny that he did that. Okay. The hot mic, though. The hot mic. I mentioned the AJ part of it. This is right before the end of the first half. AJ has to call a timeout because Bruce Gradkowski got the call in wrong. He goes, "What the hell?" And he's yelling. And he goes, Tell Bruce he can't do that. Tell Bruce he can't fucking do that. And that was really funny. And then it cuts to the guy number 15 who's mic'd up for the Brahmas. And he says, quote, "Tighten it up. Whatever the fuck we get, let's play that shit hard. N-word. Blasted N-word. It's on ABC. It's just the uncensored N-word." And then Anthony Becht had the holy shit at the beginning of the game. This guy blasts an N-word. And then there was a pause. And then after he says the N-word, there's a pause. And then the broadcast team says, "Intense huddles on both sides." This is comedy. This is comedy. This is comedy. There's not been anything funnier to happen that I can remember on a football field in the last 5 years. That was so funny. That was UFL, never leave, never change, never do a delay, keep the broadcast the same, give it to us raw. God, give it to me raw, baby. Give it to me. God damn, that was funny. Just a pause, intense huddles on both sides. Right after the N-word, Sam Acho says that, and then the other dude, I can't remember what his name is, just doesn't say anything. He just goes, "Yep." It's so good. So good. So hot mic of the week goes to that little thing. Doofus Magoofus of the week goes to the guy who's in charge of doing the kicking balls and the throwing balls. What the hell is going on here? How is a kicking ball and a throwing ball this much of an issue for these people? Like, you gotta just get the right ball out there, buddy. Whoever the ball boy is, you fucked up, Doofus Magoofus. That was tough. For him. Gotta imagine he's fired. You gotta. At one point, somebody said, I can't remember if it was this game or a different game that I was watching. I think it might have been, I can't remember which game it was, but somebody said like AJ McCarron spends like 5 to 6 hours a week making sure he gets his balls right, which is funny. It's pretty funny. But how do you spend that much time rubbing balls? I got shaft. I don't know. It was very odd. It was. I don't understand how these kicking balls, and like they interviewed Cole Kubelik interviewed the kicker for the Brahmas, and they were talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, quarterback's a complete opposite from us. We like our smooth," and it's like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? ABC, N words, S words, F words, S words, N words, balls. Love it. Coward of the week has got to go to Becht for the very confusing end of the game there. So that's tough for him. He's strong contention for Coward of the Year. You don't want to be Coward of the Year. Okay. That is the end of the ReKAWp. Let's get into the bird's eye preview. Let me open up that note. God, please, for the love of God, don't delete my note. Don't delete my note this week. Okay, it didn't. This is big. This is big for me that it didn't. This is the first time I've been able to do a bird's eye preview where my iPad has not deleted my note. That's huge for me. So we're feeling it right now. So, Battlehawks Week 4 game is against the Showboats in St. Louis at 11:30 a.m., which is so early, Central. So I guess one thing, they're trying to pack the dome again, which but was a season ticket holder, not trying to brag, but I am. So I guess like the total attendance for UFL games last week was like 39,000 and some change. They're trying to get up past 39,000 on a. They're trying to get more people at this game for an 11:30 game than the rest of the UFL had combined, which would be very cool if that happened. I'm not entirely sure it will. But it would be very cool if that did actually happen. Just drop that. Would be very cool if that happened for just some stupid 11:30 game. The Showboats are what are they? They're 1-2. Head coach is John DeFilippo. They're not good, is the whole thing. They're not a good football team. They're a really bad football team. Battlehawks are actually favored by 7 points. Over-under, I believe, is 45, maybe 45.5. This Showboats team is not very good, and they have which is tough because they have the best name of all the names in the UFL. They have the best name. Showboats is a great football team name. It would never be able to be a tennis like Titans would never be able to take a Showboats because Titans are in Nashville, Showboats are in Memphis. But that's the thing. Showboats, they're on Memphis is on a river. Showboats are on a river, and then showboating in sports is a thing. It's a great name. Showboats is great. They're not a great team. They're not a great team, so that puts them in a bit of a predicament. As far, let me pull this up. Stats teams. They are. Why is this taking so long to load? This is the long load song. They're not good on offense. They're not good on defense. They have the second fewest rushing yards total of any team in the league, 165 total rushing yards. They have the second lowest passing yards of any team in the league, 561. They have the second lowest yards per game, which makes sense, 242 yards per game. They have the second lowest points for per game at 51. They have the second lowest average points a game at 17. They haven't scored. They haven't broke 20 yet. That's gonna be a big thing for this game. That's gonna be a big thing here. Points against, they are fifth at 65, which is 21.7. The thing about them though is that they have the biggest time of possession. They have what is 106 minutes. This is a really dumb way that this website does this. 106 minutes of possession. The next highest is the Birmingham Stallions, who are an absolute goddamn wagon at 99 minutes. What is 106 minutes? 90 minutes is an hour and a half, which would be, I don't know. This is dumb. I don't know why I brought this up, but they hold the ball for a very long time. They have long drives they go for a very long time. That's kind of my point here. What was I looking at here? Are bad in the red zone. They are very bad in the red zone. They cannot finish drives. They are 2 for 10 in the red zone. Big yikes. They are 2 for 10 in the red zone. They're not good at running the ball. The best group on their team is their defensive line, and they're fine. They're fine. They have 2 quarterbacks. They got this guy, Case Cookus, and who is the other guy? Troy, where is it? He came in at the end in the fourth quarter of the last game, Troy Williams. Case Cookus is like a bummer to watch, is probably the best way to say it. He's not fun at all. He's just a boring looking, tall, big white guy who can run an offense, and that's pretty much it. But he got the shit kicked out of him last week. He got the absolute shit kicked out of him last week. He got, I think he got sacked. It counted 5 times, I believe, or maybe it was 6 times, but it was one more than that because there was a broken play where he absolutely got just demolished in the end zone and laid down on the ground. They took him out of the game. I don't know if his performance or if it was because his brain was turned into mashed potatoes. But that's where this guy, what did I say his name was? Troy Williams? I think his name was Troy Williams. Troy Williams came in. Troy Williams, not familiar with his game, but what I can tell you about him is that this guy wants to be on the move. He really wants to be on the move. When he came into that game, like it wasn't just like he came in for like the last couple drives. He came in and threw 19 passes, completed 11 of them. He throws a gross looking ball. It's really ugly, and he likes to be on the move, and he's not accurate when he's on the move. He's even less accurate when he's in the pocket, and he's not comfortable in the pocket at all. He only completed 4 passes when he was in the pocket. It was really gross. He did at one point. He did try. He handed the ball off, and then ended up getting in front of the running back and tried to be a lead blocker. So grit, I like that. Good for him. But I think the idea for him is that because, like I said, Case Cook is okay. They were playing the Birmingham Stallions, who are really, really good. So keep that in mind when it comes to all this conversation last week. But I have watched. I think I've watched all of their games because when I was actually preparing for that San Antonio game, they played the Showboats. It was really kind of the same thing. Just Birmingham just exposed the shit out of them. But Case Cook was just getting absolutely destroyed because their offensive line sucks. So they brought in Troy Williams because he could actually move and kind of evade some of these sacks. He still got sacked, I think, 4 times or 3 times, which is brutal. I think after the first drive was when he was like really trying to get out of the pocket and throw the ball, and he kept missing. So I'm sure that probably John DeFilippo, quarterback guy, said, "Hey man, stay in the pocket and please stay in the pocket and stop trying to do this bullshit that you're trying to do." So he did that and then got sacked a bunch. But Troy Williams, not very good. He will be able to run the ball, though. He's definitely, and this is going to sound like a white guy, Case Cookus, black guy, Troy Williams. Troy Williams, more athletic than Case Cookus, faster, duh. I don't know. I think if Troy Williams does come in the game, he'll be able to pick up yards on the ground with his own legs because that's what teams can do against this Battlehawks defense, and a Battlehawks defense that does not have a very healthy offensive line or defensive line, a tired defensive line without Pita Talmoy Penu. It's there. That's going to be an issue here. But that's their quarterback situation. As far as their passing game goes, they throw the ball a whole shitload. They throw the ball. They've thrown the ball 112 times compared to their just 62 rushing attempts. They love throwing the ball, and they have one guy that they throw the ball to more than anybody is number 2. Well, not more than anybody. He's their most effective receiver is this Dawood Davis. Jonathan Adams got the most targets last week, but Dawood Davis is easily the most dangerous person on their team, like receiver. Jonathan Adams had 6 catches for 49 yards, which a lot of it was in kind of like a garbage time situation there. Their running back, Titus Swen, he's powerful. He's not like really good, but he'll be able to break tackles at the line. Willie Harvey looking at you. Their offensive line, like I said, sucks. They have a tight end, Sage Surratt. He's good. They target him a lot on third downs. He's not too bad. They have Vinny Papale, which is Vince Papale's son. Vince Papale, noted Philadelphia Eagle and Disney movie star. He's Marky Mark's son. Is Vinny Papale, which is just kind of interesting. He's not bad. They use him as like a possession receiver. But they like to throw the ball, so just keep that in mind, and that's a good thing. Hopefully they keep that same game plan going when it comes to this game on Saturday, tomorrow. They are not good at running the ball because their offensive line sucks. They carried the ball 12 times for 20 yards in that game. That's really bad. Let's see. So that's their offense. Tight end's getting targeted. Cookus, if he is in there, feels the pressure a lot. Hopefully they do start Case Cookus. I'm going to go back to the quarterbacks. Hopefully they do start him because he's fucked up. Like his body's got to be tattered and shattered and broken. He's not on their inactive list. Let's see if I can pull. Yeah, their inactive list. Nobody notable. No real nobody that really catches the ball or moves the ball or anything like that. So maybe it will be Case Cookus. Time will tell. But keep that Troy Williams in mind. Their defense sucks at tackling. Specifically, this guy number 24 is really, really bad at tackling. Their defense is not good besides their defensive line. Their defense sucks. Let's see if I can pull this up. The Stallions averaged why is this not goddamn tell me anything? This website fucking sucks. Offensive stats. I think whatever it was, they averaged 18 yards per catch. It's the big plays here. It's the big plays that are going to be mondo in this game. They allowed in week 1 they allowed 4 big plays for 73 yards. Week 2 they allowed 8 big plays for 187 yards. In week 3 they allowed 12 big plays for 309 yards. God, I didn't even realize it was that high. And like we saw last week, big plays, and like we've seen with football over the last few years, those big explosive plays are the plays that win you games. There's a huge correlation between teams with big plays and winning a game, just like there is with the turnover battle. So that's going to be a good thing here because their cornerbacks stink, baby. Their cornerbacks are quite bad. They're bad at tackling. This is going to be a big, and again, this goes back into the Wayne Gallman thing with having him come in to be the running back this week. He's a bigger guy, and he's going to be able to break these tackles. This is going to be a big guy game. Unfortunately, Jahcour Pearson is coming in here. His speed will be able to beat people, but Hakeem Butler being a big guy, tight ends being big guys, Marcel Aitman being a big guy are going to be able to expose everything that's bad about these cornerbacks. They just allow so much shit. They just really do. It's really kind of pathetic and kind of fun. Their running back is not good in pass pro. I should have said that before. Their corners. Okay, the one thing about their corners is that they are long. They play long. They play very long. They're slow, but they're good in the red zone. They had a handful of pass breakups just being able to reach and swat the ball out of the air. So this game to me is going to be one, again, I just said it, on those big plays. I'm not entirely sure there's going to be a whole lot of touchdowns in the red zone. I don't know how well the Battlehawks are going to do on their extra points. Their red zone defense it's pretty good. Not as good as their offensive red zone performance is bad, which is a fun way to say that. But their corners are long when they don't have to cover a whole lot of ground. So just keep that in mind as well when you're watching this. I think that really kind of covers it. All of my notes are pretty much about busted coverages, slow corners. Whenever we get the Battlehawks offense gets a man coverage look, they're gonna have to take advantage of that with those big guys. They're really just gonna have to be able to use their size in order to win this game in the passing game. Or just count on busted coverage, because that happens too. Maybe that'll be the Jahcour Pearson aspect of this, is that he's super quick, speedy guy, able to break through bust coverage. That was the thing, is that Birmingham Stallions have this guy, Deion Kane, who's really good and really fast. He's also super tall, which is Jahcour Pearson's not, but they might be able to piece that defense with Jahcour Pearson in that kind of aspect. But just don't try to force things, is my point for this offense. Take what the defense is giving you, which, easy thing to say. But this offense typically does not try to do that when they're calling plays. Just take what the defense gives you. Spread them out, make them respect the pass, and maybe you'll be able to get some chunk runs. But don't force don't force the running game if you don't have to, just because of how just terrible this defensive backs are for the Memphis Showboats. I think that's pretty much it. I talked about their big plays allowed. Did I talk about the success rates? I did not talk about the success rates. They allowed a 35% offensive success rate. That's a really hard phrase, against the Houston Roughnecks in week 1. A 31 offensive success rate in against the Brahmas, and then a 43% against the Stallions. So this team can be taken advantage of very easily, as long as you don't try to force things. Because again, their defensive line is pretty good. They're stout. They're able to get in the backfield. They should have got a lot more sacks against the Stallions last week. The Stallions just have a really good mobile quarterback who is able to get out a lot and use his legs. Maybe we'll see AJ kind of do that stuff, but I'm not counting on it. It'll be a good test for the Battlehawks offensive line. If they're really growing the way that it looks like they're growing, which kudos to them. Flame them when they do bad. Got to give them kudos when they do good. If this offensive line wants to take a step up, this is going to be the defensive line to do that. And if they do that, they're going to spring this game wide open. It comes down to my prediction. I think that the offensive line should be able to do that. I do. The Memphis Showboats, like I said, have not scored 20 points. Battlehawks are coming off of a 31-point game. The only thing that really frightens me in this game is that the Showboats just got their dicks kicked in. They just lost 33-14. They just got their dicks kicked in. Traditional football mentality would say this needs to be a bounce-back game for them if they're going to not lose this season completely. Because next week, not this week, but a week from tomorrow will be the halfway point through the season. Goes by quick. If they want to be able to keep on track, they're going to have to come out firing in this game. I don't think that they're going to be able to. It's going to be a rowdy crowd. It's going to be, if it is that Troy Williams game, he's going to not be able to handle the pressure, I don't think. Case Cookham is going to feel the pressure a lot, especially if this defensive line can get on him early in the game before they get worn out and tired. I think that's going to be a really good thing that'll pay dividends. This game, I believe, you don't win games in the first quarter. You don't win games in the second quarter. You don't win games in the third quarter. The game is over after the fourth quarter. That being said, the first half of this game is going to be incredibly important to the outcome of this game. I think that the Battlehawks, I said it. I said I wasn't going to believe that they can start fast until they actually did, and they did. So I'm going to count on that. Them getting the ball first like they did in week one, get the crowd really into it, go down and score, make life an absolute living hell for the Showboats offense, make it so they can't hear anything, get on top of them, move the ball quick. I'm really looking forward to that. I expect them to get Jahcour Pearson his catches early. I'm expecting them to get Hakeem Butler his catches early. That's really important to those two guys' success. I think that they're going to be able to start quick. I don't think that the Showboats are going to be able to stick around in this game. I think that the Battlehawks win this game. I'm going to say 35-18. That's what I'm going to say. I'm betting that this is going to be a Mondo offensive game. They just have to get past that defensive line. So that's where I'm at. Battlehawks win this game. What'd I say? 35-18. That's going to be the final score. I ought to bring a knife in here so I can cut my hand and make blood packs with you guys. But that's what we got going on. All right. That has been solid. I've talked to ReKAWp. I've talked awards. I've talked bird's eye preview. Talked my prediction. We nailed it. I know this is a long one, and you have fucking like 10 hours to listen to this game, whatever, 20 hours to listen to this show. But I thank you guys for listening to the show. If you made it this far, I appreciate you big time. Like I said, if you want to come see me do stand-up, I'm much better at that than I am at this. I have shows at Westport Funny Bone in St. Louis today, 2 of them today. I have 3 shows at the St. Charles Funny Bone tomorrow, one at 5 o'clock, 7 and 9 p.m., one on Sunday at 7 p.m. Come out and see me if you want to. If you don't, I get it. I'm ugly. So we got that going for me. Thank you guys very much for listening to Solid. I appreciate you very much. I will be back with you after the game, maybe not on Saturday. I'll probably do it on Sunday. I got a big day on Saturday. I got to go to the game. I can't drink at the game because I have to be able to get out to St. Charles afterwards and do stand-up and do 3 shows. It's going to be a long day for your boy. But that's where we're at. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you later.